What's up guys, it's Eddie here. Welcome back to another lunchtime money tip. I record these videos during my lunch hour so you can watch them during your lunch hour. Today we're going to cover 10 ways to save money. But before I get started, I must ask if you can please smash that like button. It does really help the YouTube algorithm. Well, with that said, let's jump on the screens.
10 quick and simple tips that can save you a lot of money. Well, I wanted to do this course a while ago, and it just so happened that this headline had always stayed in my mind that most Americans cannot handle $1,000 emergency. And it so happens that this week my wife's minivan, which she uses daily to go to work, to take the kids to school, pick the kids up, do all the errands that the family needs, including our groceries, her car broke down. It was a starter issue. And the quickest place to get the car fixed and back running with warranty and everything was the dealer. We didn't have time to shop around. We needed the car immediately. It's a holiday weekend coming and people are traveling, so I know every place was packed. I called a few places around, and guess what? We ended up having to send it to the dealership. So to make a long story short, the repair was over $100, over $900. So it's less than the $1,000, but it's over. And luckily, we can afford to pay for the repair. It's a very good van. It's been paid off for many years, so it's like, you know what? If I have to dump 900 plus dollars into the van and it lasts me another 3-4 years, I'm more than happy to do it. So that's what brings me back to this. Not everyone is in that same situation where they have to make a decision very fast and it's going to cost close to $1,000 and they can easily say, okay, let's do it. So that brings me to this course. The shocking statistic is that just 40% of Americans could pay this unexpected $1,000 expense. In my situation, it was a car repair. I'm one of the lucky 40%. I found that very shocking. And it's one of those things that I've always been frugal, and as I grow older, I get more and more frugal. And I would just want to go over some quick and simple tips that can help you save money so that you can put away at least $1,000 in a reserve fund for such emergencies. Tip number one, stop impulse buying. It sounds obvious, but for some people, they just cannot do it. It's one of those things they always say that when you go to the supermarket, never go to the supermarket hungry because you end up buying more. In fact, when you go to the supermarket, go with a list and only buy what's on your list. And all those are designed to stop the impulse buying. But in general, we always have to have that mindset. We can't just buy everything we want. Every now and then you can splurge. I'm not saying it's an absolute law, rule, commandment. It's just you have to just stop the impulse buying. And the easiest way is when you go to any store and you see an item you like that you want to buy for yourself, you have to ask yourself, can I get it cheaper? Do I really need it? You ask yourself 20 questions about why you should buy this product. If you can't answer it with a solid reason, that's an impulse buy. So stop those immediately. Tip number two, cut subscriptions and memberships. You want to cut subscriptions and membership you are no longer using. Now, this is an obvious one, but every time I run into somebody, including family members and friends, and I say, why do you still have that subscription if you're no longer using it? They say, because it's hard to cut. Not that it's hard emotionally, it's a bigger process. And companies do this on purpose. They make it very smooth and easy for you to enroll. But when it comes time to end the subscription, well, they make it harder. So one of the things you'll need to do is schedule it in your calendar. I am cutting this before the next time I get billed. And go ahead and do it. Another type of membership you should think about cutting is memberships you're not 100% sure of their value. It's one of those subscriptions that you have it, you use it every now and then, it's okay. There's 20 million excuses, but the reason is you don't use it, you don't see its real value, and say it's 100% worth every penny you pay for it. Cut it. Don't be wishy-washy. Nice thing about memberships and subscriptions, if you cut it and then later on you realize, no, you know what, I really need it, you can always re-enroll. Very few times in life you run into a situation where, oh, once I unroll the membership, I can never go back. You might have to go back with, and it's a little bit more expensive sometimes. Also, cut subscriptions and memberships you occasionally use. If you're only using it every now and then let's say for example HBO. When Game of Thrones was going on, what would I do? I would enroll for a month or two, marathon the whole season, and then kill it. Why? Because I only used it occasionally. I was only interested in one show. So I would enroll, use it, then get out. Tip number 3, cord cutting or replacement. The cord cutting is easy. You just cut your cable bill, you don't use it, then don't pay for it. You can also try renegotiating it, calling them up, say, hey, cable company, it's too expensive, or I don't use all these channels. Is there anything I can do to get the package that I want versus the package that I'm currently paying for? Sometimes you have to just replace the cable company, go to the competitor, go from cable company A to cable company B, and usually because you're switching over, they give you a special deal for 3 to 12 months, and that's how you save. And guess what? It's an active process. So come a few months down the road and you notice that your introductory offer, we'll call it, has now expired. Well, you call up your former company that you were using their services and say, hey, I'm thinking of returning. What offer can you give me? I've done this and I've learned a few tricks. Like one of the things that I learned, Comcast will not honor an introductory offer unless you've been gone at least 3 full billing cycles. So usually I'll apply to 4 months after minimum and call them up and say, look, I want an introductory offer, and they'll let me re-enroll. Tip number 4, I call it, would I rather have the cash? Anytime you're about to buy something, ask yourself, would I rather have the cash? In other words, would you rather keep the money in your bank account, or do you really want to use that money to buy the item you're considering buying? This was a lot easier when we actually walked around with cash, but in the age of credit cards and payment apps, it's kind of blurry. What's nice about the payment apps and everything is the convenience, and at the same time, at the end of the month, you can download your activity, plug it into your budgeting software, your Quicken, your QuickBooks, your Mint, and you can see where you're spending your money. Now, again, after you see how much you're spending, ask yourself, would I rather have the cash? If the answer is yes, I'd rather have the cash, you might just decide to completely stop going to certain places to get specialty coffee, specialty donuts, cupcakes, certain restaurants, or certain fast casual places. So keep the money in your wallet. Tip number 5, I call it reverse math. And it works this way. How many hours do I have to work to make what this item costs? And it's not, you have to think about it this way. How many hours, and add the amount you take out for taxes to it. So add an additional hour. So is this, in this example, this cup of coffee worth 20 minutes of my time, 8 minutes of my time, whatever it is? Is this dinner that I'm going to eat at a steakhouse worth 2 hours of my time or 3 hours of my time because I have to take away the taxes? So you start thinking about things. How much do I have to work in order to pay for this item? It's similar process of when you're working out and you're saying, well, how much do I have to run, swim, or do cardio just to burn off this candy bar that I'm about to enjoy or this ice cream cone? Same process. Tip number 6, save your savings. So let's say in your bank account, you notice halfway through the month that you now have an extra $300. And those $300 came because you've already done tip 1 through 5. Well, take those $300 and invest them into something. Transfer them to a high yield savings account, buy a 6-month CD, put them in there. So save your savings. Tip number 7. What if I invest the money? This is a great question, especially when you're in the position to say this question to yourself. Usually after tip 6, a few months go by and you notice, guess what? I have enough money to start investing. And I totally recommend that you do this. If you look at it, a simple $100 investment for 20 years, not adding one single penny. You just take those same $100 and you invest them at an average 7% interest rate. In 20 years, that $100 becomes $386.97. But let's say you keep it there for 30 years, now you have over $761. And if you keep it there for 40 years from when you started working to the day you retire, you will have almost $1,500. That's the power of compound interest and time. So it's definitely worth investing. And usually when people see their money growing, they're less likely to go and grab it unless it's an absolute emergency, or they're going to use that money earning 7%. They're going to use that money now to earn 8, 9, 10%. Tip number 8, be frugal. There are certain people that say that means be cheap. No, not necessarily. Be frugal means that you analyze everything you're about to spend money on. Being cheap generally means you just don't buy anything. So take advantage of BOGO offers. My God, I save hundreds every month in food bills, and I'm a family of 4 thanks to taking advantage of BOGO offers. Actually, BOGO offers have been so good that we not only have a second refrigerator, we're buying a freezer so that we can stock up on some of these great deals because we eat everything here. We eat meat, chicken, cheese, fish, lamb, you name it. We eat it, and when the deal is good, we stock up. And usually, BOGO offers have a 3 to 4 month rotation. So whatever is offered this month in a BOGO, buy one get one free offer, usually you won't see it repeated for at least 3 to 4 months. So then that's why we have the extra refrigerator and we're going to get the freezer so that we can stock up. Another thing is use coupons. I'm not too proud to say I use coupons. Sometimes I've combined coupons with BOGO offers and I've gotten the product for free. There's been times where I've gone to the liquor store that's connected to the supermarket thanks to coupons, and I've actually walked out with free products and a credit for future purchases because I've combined the offers. Another thing is eat and drink almost exclusively at home. Avoid dining out. Stock up on items when they're on sale. You'd be surprised on food items how many things have a good shelf life. Spaghetti is one of them. Spaghetti, cereal, they last long. Even bread. I've gotten bread on sale, and what I'll do is I'll freeze it, and it lasts an extra month. Even fresh fish and chicken and poultry, you can freeze it, and it'll last up to a year. Another thing you might consider is buying the store brand versus the name brands. A lot of the same factories that package and make the name brand also package and sell the generic store brand. So you think about that. So might as well just go with the more frugal option. Another thing is movie nights at home versus going to the theater. When I was growing up, this was known as Blockbuster night. Now everything is streamed and you can watch anywhere you want. So that's one of my favorites. Another item you might think about, and thinking that a lot of people is probably looking at this because there is huge savings. switching from a service, your cell phone service, to a prepaid cell phone service. That means you put a credit card and you pay before you even use the service. This is an easy one. I mean, if you have $100 phone bill and you can bring it down to $60, that's a 40% savings. And always realize this: you are always paying over 20% in taxes. So when you drop $40, you're also dropping $8 in taxes. So it's worth cutting down because the savings are tremendous. Tip number 9: research before you buy. All large ticket purchases, you must research before you buy them. That's cars, furniture, appliance, insurance. That's one of the biggest ones. People are saving money now by not just automatically renewing with their insurance company, auto insurance company, um, your homeowner's insurance, all those different insurances. I always shop around. Once my renewal is sent to me, I take it's called the declaration page, and I call the competitors and I say, this is what this company is offering. What are you offering? And I see if I can save money. Usually, I end up staying with mine because over the years, you more or less discover who's going to be the cheapest in your area for the particular type of insurance you're buying. But it's always good to check. Vacations. Again, vacations. We are a family of 4. We cruise a lot, and most of my cruises end up being free thanks to using points and American Express and taking advantage of certain time of years and certain credits that the cruise companies offer. I live in Miami, so of course we have the Port of Miami, we have the Port Everglades, and we also have Cape Canaveral, where that's not even a 2-hour drive from here. So there's a lot of competition for locals to go on cruises. So I do take advantage of that, but it requires research and it requires you booking ahead of time. So it's always best to do this research when it's not the last day and tomorrow you don't have your insurance, you don't have your vacation, or your appliance has been broken for a week. Make sure you schedule time to do these research. Tip number 10: cut the waste and maximize the use. Find regular things around your house that you can cut and or maximize. When I say maximize, I mean use the fullest. That's where the cut the waste. I'm going to give you a few examples, like when you buy laundry detergent. Do you once you have to hold the jar for a few seconds upside down so that you get the last drops? That's what I mean. Make sure you get those last few drops. Cut the waste. When you eat something, I'll give you, when I eat, my kids, they don't like seeing fruit that has a little bit of the ripening. So what I'll do is I'll take that fruit and I'll freeze it. And then every Sunday, as part of our brunch, I will make them a fruit smoothie. Perfectly good fruit, but if I left it to the kids, they would have thrown it away. And there was nothing wrong with the fruit, it just wasn't pretty. So that's cut the waste. You also want to look at your electricity bill. If you can buy those power strips that have the switch on them so that you can shut them off at night, do that. Put it on everything, and at night make it part of your household shutdown process. That's what I call mine, where I make sure the alarm is on and the doors are locked and the windows are closed and the AC set. That's what I do. I go there and I start flipping on switches. When we look at the water and sewer bill, I make sure that I have no leaky faucets and I don't have any running toilets. Those are quick and easy repairs that you can do yourself. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there that show you how to replace the washers or how to stop the runny toilet. I recommend you view them, and then you go to Home Depot and you buy the things that you need to fix your product, your item. As well as groceries, like I said with the fruit, eat everything. Don't throw anything away. Even, again, fruit. Kids won't eat certain blueberries that don't look nice. Guess what? My dog loves blueberries, so I'll put a few in her bowl and she eats them and she's happy. Subscription services. Repeated. This is a repeat from before, but it does make sense to repeat it again because it is wasteful if we can't maximize its use. So let's cut those services. So now you know how to save a lot of money quickly and easily. So go out there and tackle the world.
That's it. That concludes today's lessons, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, can you please help us spread the word and share it with one friend, as well as hit the bell down below so you're notified the next time I post another video, as well as subscribe to my channel and smash that like button. It really does help the YouTube algorithm. Well, until next time, I'll see you. Take care. Bye-bye.